I want to do things that will outlive me. Actors and filmmakers don't die.
You see why I can't play this game? He says I'm wrong and I'm right. Okay, we'll start again. Hi, I'm Seyi Banigbe and you're welcome to Binging with GameChangers, where we delve into the minds of people with celebrated careers and brands. So we are able to shatter the sort of ceilings they've been able to shatter and do big things in general. How have you been, guys? I've been okay. I was at work someday and, I was hungry. I felt like eating a while going. And then I sent one of our, young guys, young folks that clean. I sent one of them to get me, some beans. And I told him, buy me, 200 naira beans, no meat, no pomo, no egg, just ewa going. And then he returns with the food. And there is like 4 pieces of meat. And I asked him, sorry, but I told you that I just want beans. He said, Auntie, no, as you are like this, you don't eat meat with your food. And I like, but do I have to eat meat with my food? He said, Auntie, no. And immediately he said that, I just thought this is the problem of the average Nigerian. Must you eat meat with food? If you can't afford it, because I'm just wondering that this is a young guy that's probably earning 20,000 or 30,000 naira per month. And you could see that it offended the core of his being. Seeing a human being, like why should any human being eat food without meat? People, you can eat without meat. Eat according to the money you have. There were days in school that I had just 100 naira to eat. I ate and see, I'm a graduate now and I can buy meat. So there is no harm in eating without meat. If you must get protein, you can get it from other cheaper means. It's just all about cutting our clothes according to our size, guys. Hit me up on social media. Tell me some hilarious things you've experienced when it comes to, like people really just trying to hype things and hype, their lives when really it's not necessary. Let's just be real. If it's $100, if you can't afford Coke with your meal, it's okay. Drink water. If the water is too expensive, tell them you don't take water when you eat. When you get home, you drink your pure water. Be real, guys. You won't be in that stage forever. By next year, you'll be able to afford bottled water. Okay? Be real. See you in a bit. We'll be meeting our game changer. Welcome back to the show, and today's game changer is all that and a bag of chips, guys. He is a veteran in the Nigerian film industry. He's actually an actor, but more importantly, he's a producer, writer, film director, everything you can think of. I can bet he has done everything that can be done when it has to do with filmmaking. He is someone that got into the filmmaking industry when he was not in any way glamorous. He actually left a career, a lucrative, very glamorous career, and got into, making films at a time when it wasn't as lucrative as it is now. I have so much respect for him because he did change the game and he's still changing the game in the Nigerian film industry. Welcome with me, guys. Kunle Afolayan. Yeah. So nice to have you on the show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Wow, you like this? Well, this is your welcome song. You chose this as your welcome song. Why? I think it's quite obvious. I will answer. It's the soundtrack of your recently released movie.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I'm very, I think a lot. I mean, you can't be in this kind of job and not, most times you have reflection, and this is a song you listen to and, it reminds you of so much.
All right, great stuff. You were in the bank. You actually worked in the bank for about 7 years, which is why he's our only guest today, because he has a lot to say about career. He has a lot to say about entertainment, as in he's everything. He's our corporate game changer. He's our movie game changer. Oh my gosh, it wouldn't have been an easy shift because, especially at the time you left, banking was a big deal.
Yeah.
And it tells me, and I'm not surprised though, because while we were trying to, get you and engage you to come on this show, someone told me something which, stuck. And he said, Uncle Kunle is a white man. If he said, there's a likelihood or whatever he said to you, he means. And to me, that just spoke to the professional in you. So how did you leave all of that? The fact that, that whole white collar thing, the money, because you went into Nollywood. You came to Nollywood at a time where there was no box office. At least now people are announcing so million. It wasn't that. And how easy was it?
Was it easy? I'll say no, but I think sometimes if you are called to do something, no matter how tough, it is, you always have success story. And that's why now when people ask me, oh, what are the challenges? I tell people, don't ask me about challenges anymore because I can't start counting the challenges. When I left because, it's gotten to that point where every time I arrived the office, my office was in VI on Adetokunbo Ademola, and I parked the car and I look at the building. I always ask myself, what am I doing here? Really? And a lot of my colleagues, then, because I'm a jolly good fellow, I like to play a lot.
Yeah.
And, they're always saying, guy, you don't belong here, you don't belong here. Plus, I grew up seeing how films are supposed to be made, and at that time when I was in the bank, it already became how film shouldn't be made.
That was
yes. When you watch films for two reasons. You either want to learn how to make film or how not to make film.
That's deep.
So you learn both. You need to understand both. True. And at that time, I see a lot of films, I'm like, oh, they have the story, but where's the good sound? Where's the good lighting?
I can do better.
Where's the production value? I can add something. And I went to Tunde Kelani in 97. This was, I think, 2 years before I joined the bank. And I said to him, sir, I want to make a film. And he said to me, who are you to want to make a film? That your father was a filmmaker does not make you one. You have to learn it. It's not something you inherit. You must learn. Because there are so many departments, in film, light, sound, everything. And he said, but, you can start as an actor, Okay. And if we have something, we invite you. So when they wanted to do Shawarma in 98,
I remember that movie.
Yeah, I was invited to audition, and I auditioned, and I was, I was picked. And that was how I started. But the bank work didn't allow me to feature much in films, so I'll do one. I usually reserve my leave for productions.
Wow, that was passion.
And it wasn't really, plus, the films kept coming, all of those Nollywood films, and I was comparing. I'm always comparing. I'll compare with where we were coming from, then compare with the Hollywood and the Bollywood and all of that. And I said to myself, look, something has to be done. At the time I was resigning, I just knew, look, this is what I want to do. How to start, I wasn't sure, because there wasn't capital like that. When you work in a bank, that money, you earn it on the island, you spend it on the island. And
Why do you say that?
Yeah, because when you close at work, you go and eat pepper soup, or you go to all these big clubs where
so they should stop taking pepper soup, right? From work, go home.
Go to your house.
Thank you, sir.
And that time, there's always traffic, but now Ambode has east,
yes, everybody hangs out on the island.
Yes, so you have to
spend
stay.
Money.
Exactly. So, and all this, their club, they are too expensive. We on the mainland, we know if you want to cut your coat, you know where to go, But when I resigned, I was home for 8 months because I wasn't sure of the direction. I wanted to go to school. It's not something you could just jump at. There was no funds, and as a filmmaker, you can't. So I went to school, and I stayed home 8 months, watched a lot of films, Indian, America, all of it. Then I enrolled in school, New York Film Academy.
New York Film, which I was going to ask you, though, that you grew up around film.
Yeah.
Why did you think you still had to go to New York, the New York Film Academy? But please hold that thought.
Yeah.
When we return, we'll find out exactly why Kunle Afolayan decided to get formal training for his filmmaking career. I mean, he grew up on set, basically. His dad was a renowned filmmaker and director, producer. Most people would just say, oh, come on, my mom did this. I know everything about it. I'm going to do it. But no, he went to school. Why? See you in the video. We'll find out. Welcome back to the show. We are still speaking with Kunle Afolayan. I am super excited. I'm already learning a lot, and I know that by the end of this show, I probably will make a movie. What's your favorite meal?
Okay, before it used to be pounded yam.
Okay.
Because I'm Igbo now,
Yes.
that's what we eat. But at some point it changed to beans.
Why?
Because sweet beans, you can eat it morning, afternoon, and night. Me, yes.
Okay.
But now I think I'm back to pounded yam. And it's not pando,
Real.
proper pounded yam. Because I could do it myself.
Oh, I love you. I love him, man. Like this. Because when he was saying not pound, I just thought of his wife.
No.
So yeah, that's nice.
I
Nice to
can do
know.
my thing.
My husband too. He's good at those things. Yeah, you guys are from the same.
It's
Yeah,
important.
so, yeah. So I love that. You like something, and you know that if she's not up to it, I can do it.
fix
I think
it,
that's
yes.
amazing. Thank you. So. We were talking about your going to the New York Film Academy. Why did you see that, as necessary, considering you're exposed to sets already?
Yeah, I mean, film is broad. It's something that, I mean, for example, if I'm shooting a film, sometimes I have crew of about 90 to 100 people.
Wow.
And what are they doing is because in one department, let's say in lighting, for example, you probably will need 6 different experts. All right, you have the spark, you have those who run the generator, you have those who are experts in carrying the light, heavy lights, you have those that who works with the DOP, who is really the gaffer, and so several people in sound. You have different, they are experts in boom swing, they are experts in operating the recorder, they are experts in, so if you want to, be a director, for example, you need to have at least clear or basic understanding of all of the departments, in filmmaking, from hands on camera to light.
Why do you think you have to? Because there are people, actors like you, popular people, making films, and they didn't go to any school.
Yeah.
What do you think? What edge do you think you have?
No, you'll see it in the work.
Okay.
It will always show. For me, yes, I grew up on the set, but seeing them do it does not mean you have an understanding. You know that, okay, they rig the light this way. Why? Why is the light behind?
True.
Why is it in front? Those are some of the things. And shooting is one phase. Post-production is entirely a different phase, where, for example, when people do sound, they concentrate on the sound on location. But the sound, post-production sound is even more difficult because in post-production stuff, you have like 6, 7 experts work on it as well. Some people will just do Foley, some people will just do noise cleaning or reduction, some is just a composer, some people will just do score, some people, so it's a lot.
So
some
I
people
see
just
the
mix.
nitty-gritty, like.
So you need to know that. For you to know, you need to learn, go to school. And school, it's 2 ways. If someone comes to me, yes, I have a clear understanding of these things, but I can only impact what I know. So if you learn from me and you learn from school or someone else, then you probably will be better than me because you have more knowledge.
Yes.
But some people are born to do certain things.
So combining it with natural talent and then education.
So,
no wonder you're a winner all the time. Yeah, you always kill it. You always kill it.
you.
I love all your movies.
Thank you.
You started off with Irakpada. That was your first production. It was a hit.
Yeah.
But I think Figurine just took the bar. So I'm still waiting for my part 2. When I got up from that, everybody tells you that, right? Okay, so I'm not worried then. I'm not worried. You did amazing in the CEO. October 1. Oh my gosh. You set the bar so high every time. You started, setting the bar so high, and you've remained. Some people lower their standard, but you even though you have the name, you have everything, you are still doing that. Why?
Yeah, well, because consistency is key, and more so, I'm a young man, and I want to do things that will outlive me. I want to do things that I'll be remembered for forever. I mean, the good thing about filmmaking is, actors and filmmakers don't die.
Yes.
They will be
Evergreen.
there forever. We just restored some of my father's films, and I invited some of his contemporaries who featured in the film 40 years ago, and I screened the film to them, and they could see themselves, younger and all of that. So, and those films will be there forever. Their children's children will still get to see them. So that is the beauty, about what we do as filmmakers.
Definitely, you've worked with different kinds of actors: brown, yellow, red, tall, short, local, foreign. Who is your ideal actor, to work with? Work ethics now, qualities.
Talent plus discipline.
Just those two things.
Those two things. Because, look, if you have talent, you have talent.
Yes.
You are good.
It's
It
like
means you are good. But discipline is something that is not common. All right? A lot of people, they are talented, and, it gets to their head, and, you do call time 6 o'clock. They will have to go and be begging them at 10 a.m. And this hits into your shoot
And
time.
your cost.
And all of that.
But yeah, timing, I think that's
Timing
crazy. It
is
shows
so
respect.
important.
I think
Yes.
timing shows that you respect
Yes.
someone.
And if you're disciplined, you'll be able to, you'll flow well with everybody on set, because it's not just about you, it's a team.
Yes.
And, some actors don't even respect the crew. And these are things that on my set, it has to be mutual. And this is what I say to young and upcoming, actors, that, look, it's not about being on red carpet. It's about longevity, the future, so that people can say, he's such a good actor, but it will give you problem. When people start saying that, then, you're already losing out. It's better for them to say, he's talented, he's good, but he's more reliable. When people say that,
That's key.
then...
And what I find is some people are not even as talented, but because of that discipline, they become the preferred ones.
That's what it is.
Talent and discipline. I personally think that applies to every career, any kind of thing you do. If you're talented and then you combine it with discipline, then you are A-list, in whatever you do. When we return, we'll get to know some intricate and probably personal things about Kunle Afolayan. See you in a bit.